What is good, people? It's Larumsky here, and we are back. We're going to play some Deus Ex on the hardest difficulty. I don't believe they set up their difficulties by easy, normal, and hard, but it's called something different. But that's the main idea. There's three difficulties: easy, normal, and hard. As you'll see in a minute, I will pick the hardest difficulty, and what's going to be important with this game is there's three things that we're going to be doing to finish this game as easily as possible. We're going to be using stealth, which is obvious. We're going to be using hacking, which is another obvious thing. And then another one is just because I want to find pathways, and sometimes they're blocked by heavier objects that you can't get to. So we'll also have an augmentation for that. So another thing is you may notice that the mic that I'm using sounds a little bit different. It's because I'm recording, narrating right after I play the game. So I'm not, talking as I play the game. What I'm going to do is set this up kind of like a walkthrough / guide sort of thing. But, mainly I'm doing it as just a walkthrough. So you won't see deaths because I know like these first two missions, they're not so hard, but I can see where some missions will get a little difficult. So I guess that's it. Let's get started. All right, so in the game now. Basically, this mission is like an introduction. It's a prologue, so it's not very hard. It basically teaches you the basics of the game, what you're going to be doing, pretty much it. The only thing I could tell you is basically we're going to be using cover. We're going to be doing all that jazz. There's not going to be any hacking. There's no secret pathways in this part that I know of. I haven't found any. If there are, please, point that out. See that gun right there? We won't be using that very often. We'll be mostly using the stun gun in proceeding missions. We will need to use some bigger guns later for boss fights because some of the boss fights could get a little tricky. The first one's not very hard. The second one is a little bit tougher. Third one is a little bit tougher. So they get tougher. Oh, I guess I forgot about this secret passage. Actually, you have to go through this, so it's not really a secret passage. You're forced to go through it. And you'll see here in a minute how I'm going to approach this game is basically sneaking, watching the enemies, kind of getting the feel. One of the things that you don't have in this first part is a radar or any kind of HUD, right? Yeah, I think it's a HUD. Yeah. For this part, I just like to run in right away, take cover, and go all the way to this far end, right beside the enemies, because we're not going to kill them. We're going to try to minimize as many casualties as we can. I could see where some parts I am going to probably like activate a turret so I could just mow down a whole bunch of people. But I don't know. Once that guy turns around, that's your cue to go up. Right there scared me. I remember that part. Trying to think of anything else. That's basically what I do for this first part is just take cover. If you want, you can take out the enemies. If you know their layout and you feel like being a BA, go ahead and take them out. This part is the same. just go in here in a second. That guy turns around, I go in, go to the right or the left. You just have to get to the door on the other side to get to the next part. These next two parts, I do get alarmed, and if you get alarmed, don't worry about it. Just keep walking. That's the best thing I could tell you. Or find cover, because just because you're alarmed doesn't mean you're going to become hostile immediately. So the best thing to do is either just keep walking, because there is a like a last known location marker. It's invisible to you right now, but once you get the augmentation, it'll show you exactly where the enemy saw you last. So that's my advice there. If you become alarmed, just keep going. Don't worry about it. If you do get caught, I would suggest running. And that's why I look back, just to check if they're coming. And this next part, I think this next part is the last part of this prologue. Basically, this whole mission just serves as, like I said, tutorial. In the next video, we will be doing a little bit tougher. Not very tough. We'll be doing hacking and stuff like that. It shows you the basics of hacking. So that's pretty much it. If you're trying to get some tips from me, my only tip is cover. Cover is very important when you're playing this game. Staying in cover, whether staying in cover or just crouching down behind cover when you're moving around, is what you do. So once you go through that door all the way over there, that's on fire. I don't know if you can see, it's all the way over there. That's it. And you'll see I become alarmed, and I think I become hostile, but I just run into the next room, because that's the last part of this mission. So thanks for watching this video. We will see you guys in the next one. Later!